Hello, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. Um, I am just going to talk about what I learned in church today. Just a couple thoughts that really struck a chord with me. So, a speaker got up and said, "How many of you are children of God?" And I didn't look around, but I know everyone else around me had their hand up. And he said, "Then we're family." And I thought, we are all children of God. And so we are all family, whether we feel like we are or not. It just made me think harder and clearer on how I can serve others that are outside my family. It doesn't have to be blood to be family. We are all family. And so just it makes it easier to think serving a complete stranger or someone else, thinking of them as family. How do you treat your family? I hope it's good. I hope it's kind, nice, and we can treat everybody as family. And boy, think what the world would be like. And then it was talking about, there were some speakers on service missions, and missions are such an important part of the church I belong to. And they were talking about the difference of being proselyters and having a proselyting service or a proselyting mission versus a service mission. And he said proselyting is bringing the word of Christ to others, bringing the word of Christ. And then the service mission, he went on to say, is bringing Christ to others. By serving, when we serve others, we are serving God. And so it's important to have that attitude of gratitude, to be able to serve other people around us in any capacity we can think of. And it just made me think that it's important that we recognize the power that we have. Also, I'm sitting in another church meeting, and this room was full of women because it was a women's class. And it was so great to be reminded of the strength that women have, the strength that are within women. It doesn't have to be, uh, you know, the men in our church, they have certain titles, right? They have certain things. And in the past, there have been women that haven't felt as important because they don't have these titles or whatever. And we don't need that. We are connected to God just as much as the men are. And I've always said this, and I've always felt this way. It's we women bring children to this earth. That's the co-creator with a man and a woman, but God is involved, and it is a special privilege that not every woman is blessed with. And I just think it's been amazing. But I don't want to undermine where some women haven't had that gift or that ability yet. And it's a harsh, bitter pill. And I just want to let all women know, no matter where you find yourself, whether you've been able to have children or not, just know that your vital role in this world is so important. We women, and I know men are this way too, but we women are nurturing, and we have a softer, gentler side. We tend to be more righteous. There are more righteous, good women than there are men. And so, but it's important that the influence that a righteous woman can have on with the men in the world around them. So don't ever underestimate the value that you hold. And God bless. God bless you in your efforts. God bless you in your healing. We are all made to heal spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And it's something that happens all the time. It's not a one and done kind of a deal. It is an ongoing, everyday, day in, day out. It's a making a bunch of mistakes and then getting back on the bandwagon again and keep going, moving forward in Christ. So just you always have love and support, no matter how lonely or separated you might feel from God. He is always there. It's when we are not feeling him close. It's what are we doing? What are we doing to have that disconnect? Because God is always there. He's within us and he's always there. So, and we have that power to connect. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about a cool series that my husband found on Netflix. It is called, and I hope I don't screw it up because I took a picture and I've shared it with a couple people today because it's been that amazing. It's you find it on Netflix and it's called Testament, the story of Moses. And it is so good. It's a beautiful movie portrayal of what had happened for the story of Moses. They did such an excellent job. But in between the movie, between little clips and plays, they'll stop it, and then a scriptorian will get on and talk about the symbolic meaning and what their interpretation and what that means. And it has brought more light and knowledge and understanding to my connection with that story. And last night I was watching a certain part, and I couldn't hold the tears back, but I thought of both the princess that saved Moses, that drew Moses out of the river and named him Moses because he came from out of the water. But I thought of the love that Moses's birth mother had for him, and she she gave him up in order for so that he might live, and that sacrifice that she did was incredible. The strength that that woman had, and what she shares with all the women around the world is just incredible. And then the reunion of it just in this movie, in this series, and it's a series, in this series, it showed the reuniting of Moses and his birth mom, and it was incredible. It was so heart wrenching and touching all at the same time, and just so beautiful. And the relationship that Moses had with the mother that raised him, the princess uh, of Pharaoh's kingdom, she was able to raise him, and the connection and the love that he had for her. And so it's just so cool. And then I never learned, like, all the plagues that had come to the Egyptians. I never, I just knew of the plagues and knew of all of them, but I never, like, symbolically put it together and why each plague happened. And God, by divine design, has things happen for a reason. And then it made me think of my own life, and not only my own life, but everybody's life. God is involved in everyone's life. He has a divine purpose for us all to follow, and it's, are we going to come to that call? Are we going to find out what that divine purpose is? Because we all knew it before we came here to this world, and it's our job to connect with God, connect with our inner child, because your inner child, way back when you were so young, you knew the mission that you were sent to earth to do, and you were fearless, and you had all the confidence that you needed in the world. But then in your school years, if you went to the public school education system like I did, you lose it. You lose sight of who you are and whose you are, and you a lot, not maybe not everybody, but I did. I struggled with self-esteem. I struggled with self-identity, and I did not know what my purpose is. I learned my purpose and my mission in my early 40s, And so it's important to teach these young people in the world today that they have a purpose, and they don't have to wait until their mid or their early 40s to figure out what it is, or their mid 30s or their mid 20s. They can know what their mission is now. They can connect with God and have this direction. God gives us all direction. We don't have to be a Moses. We don't have to be Moses and he struggled with his faith. He struggled, and he was human. He was just like the rest of us would have been being called to that task. And so we are all called to a work to do, and it takes faith. It takes faith to move forward, because fear is something that comes out in every one of us when we're asked to do something that we're not comfortable with. It's easy to lean on the side of fear. That's easy, because you know what? If we're fearful and we have fear, we don't move forward. We're stuck, and there's no growth. And if we just replace that fear with faith, when we have faith, it requires action and work, and faith without works is dead. So with faith, we are putting in the work, and we are moving forward, and we are learning who we are and whose we are, and what our mission and purpose is in life. And so it's so important to not lose yourself in the day-to-day grind of things. It's so important to remember that we are all children of God. We have the light of God and Christ within, because they are in us. And it is so important that we share it with everyone in the world around us, whoever we come in contact. There's so many people out there that already have a hardened heart, an ingrateful heart, whatever it is, a dishonest heart. So it's so important that we share the goodness of the light of Christ, so that we can help others. We can add and shed some light to others' lives, so they find their way to God in Christ. So that is my prayer. That is my hope, that everybody just keep shining their light. Everybody just keep doing their part. Be the good that this world needs. God bless. Please like and subscribe to my channel and share it with others. It is my mission and purpose to help others grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I don't have all the answers. I really don't. But I do know that I was stuck for 30 plus years in just the world didn't look as bright. I was angry a lot of the time. I didn't have a connection with God because I didn't feel worthy. I didn't think God knew where I was at and what I was feeling all the time. And after hitting rock bottom in 2015, I know that's quite different. God is very much involved in all of our lives if we will just recognize that and stop and listen. And all it takes is us connecting, asking, and talking with God on the daily to feel that connection. He really, really, He is our Father, and He really wants us to connect with Him. And His love for us is so immeasurable and so immense. If we can't even comprehend the love that He has for us. So go out and serve anyone today, and it's as little as sharing your smile, sharing your light in any way you can. God bless, and until next time, bye.